So, hello everybody. Myself Venkatesh Jadhav, Assistant Professor and Head, Department of Biophysics, Bindu College, Bhokar, District Nanded. So, in this lecture, we are going to discuss the scope of BSc Biophysics third year CBCS pattern syllabus for an academic year 2020-21, which was implemented from academic year 2018-2019. So the syllabus was drafted with revised guidelines from UGC and university implementation in correspondence to UGC updated guidelines time to time. So this is what we are having approved letter from academics section of university, and this is a progressive or effective from academic year 2018 and 19 onwards. So it is in third year we are having basically 2 semester as it was in a semester second academic year BSc second year and BSc first year. So the same semester pattern is implemented for third year also. So likewise it has a total, like second year it has a total 16 credits, out of which there are 8 credits specifically specified for theory papers. So semester 5th contain 2 credits per theory paper, that is 2 theory paper having 4 credits. Likewise there is a one skill enhancement course biophysics first. So this is a skill enhancement course introduced specifically with guidelines from UGC and our university academic council decision. So for and semester 5 we are having 2 SEC papers, that is English communication and instrumentation and technique. So out of this 2 student are flexible, or they are have their choice to choose anybody. So apart from this we will talk about regular theory papers, that is paper number 12, that immunology, which is having 2 credit during the semester, in which there are 40 marks for every theory paper as a external examination, or and it is also called as ESE, end semester examination. And for internal assessment there is a 10 marks for every theory paper during third year of this BSc. So in internal marks there is a choice, or it is assessed, or it is it has been given by a college teachers on the basis of test, assignment with or both. So on the basis of this they can govern this 10 marks in theory paper as an internal mark as a continuous assessment. Now this is what total for theory paper, each theory paper which we have to learn in 5th semester. There are 2 theory paper, and in 6th semester again there are 2 theory papers for 2 credits each. So likewise we are having 8 credits, total 8 credits for semester 5th and semester 6th. So as we have already discussed skill enhancement courses in biophysics, so in semester 5th we are having one skill enhancement course, and in semester 6 again we are having second skill enhancement course in biophysics for third year. Now this skill enhancement course is implemented once one skill per semester. So like if we take as a sum for third year, it is a 2 skill, as there are 2 semesters. So in semester 5th we are giving, or it is conducted for, or the skill enhancement courses are conducted for 2 credits, in which there is a 50-50% distribution for end semester examination and continuous assessment. So end semester examination, as it is having 2 credits, it is of 50 marks. So 1 credit it is of end semester examination for 25 marks, and 1 remaining credit is for internal assessment, which again contain test, assignments, overall judgment, seminars, etc., as it is described in a structure of this syllabus, and 25 marks which is to be assessed or must be assessed by an external examiner at the end of, or at the end of semester, or which is again evaluated on the basis of report writing that is developed on a developed skill by the student, and evaluating the developed skill by examination, and we also have to take presentation and viva for this end semester examination in SSC. So the same 6 credit for 4 for theory paper, in which there is 2 credit for each theory paper, 2 credit for SSC, and again remaining 2 credit for practical exams based on theory papers of 5th semester, and second practical paper, that is of 2 credit, is again based on theory papers of 6th semester. So we can say out of this, each exam will be conducted at the end of semester end, that is for ESE, and continuous assessment will be conducted during semester. With exception to this, as we know, we are conducting a practical exams only at in annual pattern. So practical papers for 5th sem and practical papers for 6th sem will be conducted at the end of semester, end of the academic year, with 2 credits each to the 5th sem and 6th sem. So likewise the overall third year academic is having 16 credits, which is distributed among theory paper, SCC paper, and practical paper. So this is what the overall structure or skeleton of BSc Biophysics third year CBCS pattern syllabus. Now we will take a paper wise introduction of an biophysics syllabus. So as we have discussed, in semester 5th there are 2 papers, 2 theory papers, that is paper number 12 is immunology and paper number 13 is and bioinformatics and structural biology. So we will take an introduction to each theory paper and its content paper wise. So as you know, immunology, or how it is important to understand the immune mechanisms within our body, how they are acting, how they are genetically governed within every human individual, and how they are adapted during a lifetime of individual. So during this present pandemic condition, or today, everybody is having or coming across the knowing the importance of immunology in understanding and its actual importance in implementation to increase the immunological responses within our body. So dear friends, it is very important to know the immunology in present era, and it was also important and it will be also important as with reference to individual human health. So in this immunology paper we have to basically study 4 units with equal weightage during an exam evaluation. So in this unit number 1 we are going to discuss with introduction to immunology with basic concepts of immune system and how it is originated in vertebrates and invertebrates. So basically, as you know, or we will discuss in further classes that there are basically innate and acquired type of immunity. So here innate means which is present within an individual from parents, and acquired immunity is an developed immunity from birth to death of that individual. So likewise in unit number 2 we have to discuss after introductory unit the cells, organs of this immune system. Means as you know, the every physiological system has its component. So this immune system in our individual body is also functional and structural with the help of the specific immunological cells and organs, or we can say B lymphocyte, T lymphocyte, natural killer cells, granulocytes, etc. And the organs which is making functional to this immune system are basically thymus, bone marrow, then spleen, lymph nodes. These are the some primary and secondary organs of immune system. So this is again we can say this is a background information required to understand actual output of immune system. So in unit number 3 we are going to discuss the antigen antibody and their interaction. So we can say the actual output of immune system is capturing, inhibiting, or killing the foreign pathogens against which antibody is raised. So the antigen is basically foreign substance which is making our immune system to act against it or react against it. So while defining antigen we have to follow some criteria, because any foreign substance we cannot say it is an antigen. So any foreign substance, because if we are also taking water which is again foreign substance which is not generated in our body, we can say, and again a food is again a foreign substance, but a foreign substance against which immune system is not responding. Therefore, we are not defining it as an antigen. So it is very important to understand what is antigen. It is not only a foreign substance, but it has some criteria to become an antigen. So that is very important, we have to discuss. And second, our body output of immunological response is antibody. So the structure of antibody, their interaction, there are different types, and upon interacting with antigen, what are the possible effect. So how it is effectively binding with antigen, and its binding interaction, its strength is measured with antigen antibody interaction assay. So these assay will also medically or medicinally important to explain the antigen antibody interaction in different disease condition. So at last, or in unit number 4, we are going to discuss and immunotechniques. So here, whatever the immunological mechanisms we have studied, that is defined with the help of a techniques is known as immunological techniques. So all antigen antibody interactions, and there are different assay, different experiments were implemented in developing different immunological techniques. So these techniques are important to know the concentration of antigen, to know the concentration of antibody, which is again medicinally it has medical and clinical application to know the presence of antigen, to know the degree of presence of antigen, or to have the qualitative and quantitative idea about the amount of antigen or a rate of an infection within an individual. So this is what about and different techniques, that is RIA, ELISA, COMSTAT, COMSTAT. Then in agglutination there are different types of agglutination and different precipitation techniques. So this is what about we are saying about immunology paper. Now second paper in semester 5th is bioinformatics and structural biology. So as we know, this is an era of computational techniques or computational tool. So bioinformatics is nothing but, or we can just understand this science by integrating biology and informatics within or under a single roof. So bioinformatics means biological information is stored and analyzed and processed, and on the basis of this interaction, on the basis of these biological mechanisms, there are some predictive softwares, tools, servers are providing, and analysis of biological problems is defined, or it is well described by bioinformatics. So in bioinformatics and structural biology paper, which is a discipline specific elective biophysics 13 number 13 paper. So as it is every theory paper is having 4 unit, it is also containing a 4 unit with first 2 unit defined as a biophysics first and biophysics second. Here in biophysics are different databases for protein, nucleic acid are explained for basic to know the basic of basic gene sequence, basic protein sequence, and at the end of unit number 1 there is a genomics, so which is again explaining the importance of DNA sequences, their expression level with the help of microarray technique. So in bioinformatics second or in unit number 2 there is a two basic concepts were described, that is a phylogenetic analysis and sequence alignment. So in phylogenetic analysis or we can explain this analysis in one line. It is an study of ancestral relationship or ancestral history on the basis of DNA sequences or gene sequences are established in phylogenetic analysis. So how it is developed with the help of different tools. There is a phylogenetic tree, and how we have to analyze that tree to find the ancestral relationship. Now the second part of unit number 2 is sequence alignment. So it is again very specific to phylogenetic analysis. So in sequence alignment we are basically having two type of alignment, that is a pairwise alignment and MSA, multiple sequence alignment. So in pairwise, as name it suggests, we have to compare or we have to align two sequences, and in multiple sequence alignment we have to compare, we have to align more than two sequences. So while alignment, while comparison, we have to specifically search for percentage of similarity and dissimilarity, which will give the relatedness of the two species, two genes, two organisms, etc. Means we are, or to know the any disease condition, any abnormal condition. So the purpose for which we are comparing the sequences is fulfilled in sequence alignment. So unit number 3 is structural biology. Now here it is completely again defining a basic aspect to study the structures of biomolecules. So the functional biomolecule or the most important biomolecule, that is a protein, which is regulating most of the body mechanisms from gene expression to transcription, translation, replication, transport, export, import, then membrane integrity, membrane transport, intracellular trafficking, most of the regulatory functions which is done by proteins. So in structural biology we have to know the actual structural levels of proteins, again a functional molecule, that is nucleic acid, their bonding pattern, their interaction, their stabilizing interactions, and a different mechanism to study the conformational and folding patterns, such as Ramachandran plot, again folding mechanism, then protein prediction, modeling, and at last, after knowing the insight view of these structures of these functional molecules or these fundamental molecules, we have to study their supramolecular interactions, that is protein-protein interaction, protein-nucleic acid interaction, so which is giving a importance in a living cell, or their combining is and very biologically significant. So in unit number 3, after knowing the complete structural or we can say structure to function relationship. In unit number 4, we are completely knowing, or we are expected to know the application part of this complete bioinformatics. So in unit number 2 and 3, we learn, or we will learn the different aspects of bioinformatics, and in unit number 3 we will learn the different aspect of biology, specifically structural biology. And in unit number 4 we are integrating biology as well as informatics to solve the very challenging problems in biology. So the most important part is, while uh, understanding the structural bioinformatics, is molecular modeling. The predictive methods of protein and DNA sequence, again methods for prediction of structure, homology modeling, comparative modeling, threading, energy minimization, then visualization of these molecules on the screen with different angles, with different models, ball and stick, then different we can say energy levels, different parameters which are confirming that molecule is a fit under consideration for different analysis, such as interaction with ligand, such as or identification of or binding of drug molecule, such as then interaction of and molecule protein or interaction of DNA protein, which is important in biological system and which is again important in comparatively to study in disease condition and in normal condition. So this molecular modeling is a very important aspect in view of designing a drug or in study of interaction. So the last and most important part is drug discovery and pharmacoinformatics. So during drug discovery, as you know, there are different steps. First is lead compound identification, then interaction of that drug with and or that ligand with a receptor or with your target molecule, and after interaction there are different parameters such as energy minimization, their binding energy, their Gibbs free energy, then their full fitness value, then different values or root mean square deviation value. These are the parameters which is defining the proper drug ligand interaction. So again that we have to study the ADME property, and then we have to suggest that lead compound or a drug molecule is suitable for any disease condition or abnormal condition, or nowadays or for we are having a viral infection such as nowadays it is a coronavirus infection. So there are different targets in a coronavirus. So there is as described now, for example 6LU7, the PDB ID for this protein, and this protein is specifically main protease protein in replication and transcription of the coronavirus. So if we target that protein with a particular compound as a drug, we have to follow this all molecular modeling and drug discovery steps for its best drug designing. So it will help you as bioinformatics is we are doing with the help of computational methods, so there is a very less chances of error, because computer or everybody knows the accuracy of computer. So likewise, with the help of this bioinformatics we are able to know basic to the end point of this bioinformatics techniques to flourish your bioinformatics knowledge in a different fields. So at the end we have to again study chemical libraries, pharmacoinformatics, docking studies, and some or we will have some idea about bioinformatics companies, how they are working with this different tools. So with this there are two skill enhancement courses in semester 6. Introduce the name of these two courses, that is skill enhancement course by physics first A, English communication, having 2 credits, and a student which is willing to do another skill enhancement course, that is SECBP second B, instrumentation and technique, again it is having 2 credits. So student is only allowed to do either of any skill enhancement course during semester 5th. So detailed description of ACC we will discuss in next lecture, as well as we will discuss semester 5 and its theory paper and SEC papers in detail in next lecture. So in this presentation, if you have any doubt, you can write or ask me in any either way of online mode or in comment of this video. So thank you.